Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm bringing you something special, 13 of my most reliable cream recipes, all in one place. These recipes work whether you're a complete beginner or an experienced professional, and they cover a wide range of styles. You'll find fruit-based creams, creams with heavy cream, creams without heavy cream, and several versatile options that you can use for cakes, cupcakes, and desserts. And as always, every recipe includes both European and American measurements, so you can follow along easily no matter where you live. Let's get started. In this video, I will show you how to make a delicious extra firm strawberry cream in just 5 minutes, without using butter or refined sugar. A good cream is essential for our homemade sweet creations, and this strawberry cream is perfect for filling sheet cakes, pastries, making ice cream, or filling individual cups. It can also be used to decorate cakes and cupcakes, as well as for decorating desserts with precision and elegance. Strawberry cream is not only delicious but also has multiple health benefits. Strawberries are rich in vitamin C, which helps strengthen the immune system and prevent diseases. Add a healthy and delicious touch to your desserts with this fresh strawberry cream for cakes and enjoy its health benefits. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more delicious recipes. First step. Clean and cut about 600 grams fresh strawberries, 1.3 pounds, into small pieces. Prepare a saucepan or a pan. Once the strawberries are chopped, place the saucepan on the stove and add 50 milliliters lemon juice, 3 tablespoons, while continuing to cook over medium-low heat. Stir occasionally, optionally add 2 tablespoons of honey, and let it boil for 2 minutes. The process of boiling strawberries may slightly decrease their vitamin and antioxidant content, but that does not mean they lose all their benefits. In fact, cooking strawberries can make some nutrients more easily absorbed by the body. Additionally, the flavor of cooked strawberries can be more intense and sweet, making them an excellent option for a variety of dishes. For example, cooked strawberries can be used in jams, cake fillings, sauces, and more. In summary, although boiling strawberries may slightly reduce their nutrient content, it does not mean they lose all their benefits. Strawberries can be enjoyed both raw and cooked, so don't hesitate to incorporate them into your meals in different ways. Blend the strawberries in this way until you get a liquid strawberry paste. Remove the saucepan from the heat and add a portion of 300 milliliters milk, 10 fluid ounces 1 1/4 cups, to the hot strawberry puree. Mix a little to integrate the milk, then add 50 grams cornstarch. If you want to substitute cornstarch with wheat flour, the amount would be 100 grams 3/4 cup flour. Mix again and add the rest of the milk along with 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. The total amount of milk used is 300 milliliters, 10 fluid ounces 1 1/4 cups, which can be either hot or cold. Return the saucepan to the heat and, without stopping stirring, bring the cream to a boil until it thickens well. Now transfer the strawberry cream to a container. Cover the cream with plastic wrap and let it cool for at least 2 hours. First, let it reach room temperature, then store it in the refrigerator. The next step is to add the cold, thickened strawberry cream, but first, whip it in a separate bowl to give it some creaminess. The next step is to add 250 milliliters heavy cream, 8.5 fluid ounces 1 cup, very cold, and whip for 3 minutes or until soft peaks form. This cream can be made a day in advance. This cream holds up well for 5 days in the refrigerator. This amount will be enough to fill a 18 centimeters, 7-inch cake with 2 generous layers of filling. If you also want to use this cream for decorating, I recommend doubling the quantity or adding 250 milliliters, 1 cup, more heavy cream. Then, gradually add it to the whipped cream while beating until you achieve a firm, smooth, and thick cream. As you can see, this cream pipes very well and is firm and perfect. I hope you make this cream. It is delicious, economical, and very, very easy to make. Mandarin and lemon extra firm cream is the perfect choice to elevate your baking creations to another level. This delicious cream, specially formulated to be extra firm, is ideal for filling, covering, and decorating cakes with precision and professionalism. With the citrusy touch of mandarins and the freshness of lemon, this cream adds a refreshing and exquisite flavor to your desserts. Its firmness makes it perfect for filling and decorating individual desserts such as cupcakes and small cakes, as it allows you to create decorative details with great precision. The combination of mandarins and lemon gives it the perfect balance between sweet and citrusy. This makes it a wonderfully versatile filling that adapts to both traditional cakes and more modern creations. In all my recipes, I always include both European and American measurements. This way, you can follow the recipe regardless of the measurement system you're most familiar with. Whether you use grams, milliliters, or cups and ounces, you'll be able to make the recipes easily and accurately. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment letting me know which country you're watching from, and share this exquisite recipe with your friends on your social media. This way, you can help my channel grow. Thank you so much for your support. First step, cut 4 or 5 mandarins and 3 or 4 lemons. Then squeeze the fruit. You will need 500 milliliters, about 2 cups, of mandarin and lemon juice in total. You can also substitute the mandarins with oranges, and it will be delicious in either case. Prepare a saucepan and add 4 medium eggs. Add half a cup of sugar, 100 g, and stir a bit. I also suggest that you can add less sugar or substitute it with brown sugar or sweetener. Add 50 grams, about a quarter cup, of cornstarch and mix very well. You can also mix the cornstarch with a bit of mandarin juice and then add it to the mixture to make it easier to integrate. The cornstarch acts as a thickening agent, while the eggs provide creaminess and smoothness to the preparation. It's important to note that you have the option to substitute the cornstarch with 100 grams, about 3/4 cup, of all-purpose flour. Now add all the mandarin and lemon juice to the saucepan with the eggs and stir very well. Put the saucepan on the heat. Optionally, you can add a teaspoon of vanilla extract or lemon extract, and without stopping stirring, bring the cream to a boil for 3 minutes or until it thickens well. Transfer the cream to a heat-proof bowl, cover it with plastic wrap, and let it cool completely. First, let it temper and then store it in refrigerator. The next step would be to add the cooled and hardened citrus cream, but first, whisk it in a separate bowl to give it a bit of creaminess. Once the cream is cooled and whipped, continue with the recipe. Add 500 grams, about 2 cups, of very cold heavy cream and whip it for a minute or until soft peaks form. I use Purato's vegetable cream. This cream may have different names depending on the region and country. For example, it may be called cream, chantilly, heavy cream, or whipped cream. The names may vary depending on the location, but they generally refer to the same whipped dairy cream preparation. When the cream is firm, start gradually adding the citrus cream and whip until you get a firm, smooth, and thick cream. Now whip everything together for 1 or 2 minutes to integrate well, and that's it. This cream can be made a day in advance. This cream holds up very well for 5 days in the fridge. This cream is perfect for filling sheet cakes, pastries, tarts, cupcakes, profiteroles, or individual cups in several layers combined with different flavors. It can also be used to make a delicious ice cream with cookies in several layers. This cream is not suitable for covering cakes with fondant, however, if instead of adding the heavy cream, you add unsalted butter at room temperature, creamed, I assure you it is suitable for covering cakes with fondant. This amount will be enough to fill and cover a 20 centimeters, 8-inch, diameter and 10 centimeters, 4-inch, high cake. As you can see, the cream pipes very well with a piping bag. I use Wilton 1M piping tip and tip 1E. Using fresh orange and lemon juice in this recipe has several benefits. First, it adds a natural and fresh flavor, with an authentic citrus touch that can't be achieved with commercial juices. Additionally, fruits like mandarins and lemons are rich in vitamin C and antioxidants, making the cream not only delicious but also more nutritious. By using fresh fruit, you have full control over the quality, ensuring that the cream has a purer taste, free from additives or preservatives. And, of course, the fruit juice gives it a smooth, light texture that makes it even more enjoyable to taste. help you make this cream. It's delicious, economical, and very easy to make. With Mandarin and lemon extra firm cream, you'll be able to surprise your guests with its fresh and vibrant flavor, as well as give an elegant and professional touch to your baking creations. Experiment with this cream and discover the versatility it brings to your desserts, making it a wonderfully versatile filling that adapts to both traditional cakes and more modern creations. Add 4 egg yolks, 300 milliliters, 10 fluid ounces of warm milk, 50 g, 1.75 ounces of white sugar, and 30 g, 1 ounce of cornstarch to a bowl. Mix well until the ingredients are fully combined. Use a saucepan with a thick bottom and place it over the heat. It's important to stir constantly to avoid lumps and to prevent the cream from burning. Cook over medium heat until the cream thickens completely. Once it has boiled enough, add 300 g, 10.5 ounces, of Dulce de Leche or milk caramel. You can use baking Dulce de Leche, classic Dulce de Leche, or even boiled condensed milk. Stir well and let it boil for a few seconds before turning off the heat. Transfer the pastry cream to another container and cover it with plastic wrap in direct contact with the surface to prevent a skin from forming. Let the cream cool down at room temperature and then refrigerate it until it is completely chilled. Once cold, it will have a firm and delicious texture. For a smoother texture, you can whisk it with a manual whisk or a hand mixer. Another way to use the pastry cream. Add 250 milliliters, 8.5 fluid ounces, of cold whipping cream. In this case, I use ambient Puratos sweetened vegetable cream, but you can use dairy cream or any other whipping cream. I'll set a timer to show you the correct whipping time. Whip the cream until stiff peaks form. Once ready, incorporate half the amount of pastry cream and continue whipping until fully combined. In total, whipping takes about 5 minutes for this quantity and type of cream. Observe the firm and perfect texture of the cream. Uses in decoration. This cream is ideal for filling cupcakes and decorating them with the firm cream, filling chocolate bonbons and decorating eclairs or choux, filling cakes and decorating them with the firm chantilly-style cream. For decorating, you can use different types of piping tips. For example, I'll demonstrate below as I usually do in my tutorials. Wilton tip 1M for rosettes. Large tip number 353 for larger details. Tip number 123 for petals and flowers. With this versatile cream, you can create spectacular and delicious decorations. Give it a try. The Dulce de Leche or milk caramel pastry cream is a delicious and versatile version of classic pastry cream. Its smooth and creamy texture, combined with the rich and sweet flavor of Dulce de Leche, makes it a perfect filling for cakes, eclairs, choux, cupcakes, and more. It can also be mixed with whipped cream to obtain a firm and airy cream, ideal for decorating. The combination of Dulce de Leche and pastry cream makes it unique and delicious. It can be used on its own or combined with whipped cream to achieve different textures. It allows you to make elegant and sophisticated decorations with piping tips. Perfect for filling and decorating without losing its stability. Easy to prepare, with simple ingredients and an easy process, you'll get a professional cream. To maintain its freshness and texture, store the pastry cream in an airtight container in the fridge. It lasts up to 3 days refrigerated. If you use vegetable whipping cream, the cream will stay stable for 4 to 5 days in the fridge. Let's learn how to prepare the classic Diplomat Cream with an enriched raspberry version. This delicious combination of pastry cream, raspberries, and whipped cream results in a light, airy cream, famous for its versatility, delicate flavor, and perfect consistency. This preparation is ideal for filling and decorating tarts, profiteroles, eclairs, and cake layers. It's also an excellent option to add an elegant touch to cupcakes, mousses, and other pastry creations. I'll show you how to decorate using a piping bag in transparent cups. This will allow you to appreciate how this cream maintains its perfect shape, even when applying large quantities. You'll also be able to observe its firm and versatile texture, ideal for achieving impeccable decorations on cakes and other preparations. This recipe is ideal for those seeking professional results as well as those who wish to surprise with their homemade creations. Its ease of adaptation to various preparations and its ability to maintain its shape and flavor make it indispensable in pastry making. Discover the secrets of this classic cream with a touch of raspberries and give a special twist to your creations. With a delicate touch of raspberries and the unmistakable flavor of egg yolks, this cream is a true delight on its own and elevates any dessert to the next level. It's the ideal choice for your desserts. If you're looking for a cream that combines firmness, flavor, and versatility, this recipe will be your best ally. Its impeccable consistency and durability make it an essential basic for both professional and homemade pastry making. I'd love to know which country you're watching from as I start preparing this delicious recipe. I'll start the recipe by preparing the raspberry jam. I'll place 500 g, 2 cups, of frozen raspberries in a saucepan and add 1/3 cup, 80 milliliters, of water. I'll cover the saucepan and let the mixture boil over medium heat for 2 or 3 minutes, allowing the raspberries to break down and release their juice. I'll remove the saucepan from the heat and crush the raspberries until a thick puree is obtained. This step is optional, both crushing the raspberries and the following step, which consists of passing the puree through a sieve, as I will do. I mention this because, depending on the use you give your cream, you can choose to leave the seeds or even the raspberry pieces in the puree. In my case, I'm going to strain it to show you a finer finish in the cream, ideal for decorating with a piping bag without the risk of the seeds getting stuck, which could affect a perfect decoration. I'll strain the puree directly into the same saucepan where I'll prepare and boil the cream. Add 6 large egg yolks and 1 cup, 200 g, of granulated sugar. Mix lightly to combine. Then incorporate half a cup, 4 tablespoons, of all-purpose flour and mix again until a homogeneous mass is obtained. While stirring, gradually add 2 cups 500 milliliters of whole milk, either cold or hot, making sure to fully incorporate it before adding more. Once you have incorporated all the milk, return the saucepan to the stove. Cook over medium heat, stirring constantly, until the cream boils and thickens completely. The cream should have a thick, smooth, shiny texture with no lumps. Once ready, transfer it to another container and cover it with plastic wrap in direct contact with the surface to prevent a crust from forming. Let it cool at room temperature and then refrigerate until ready to use. This pastry cream will be ready to use in your Diplomat Cream recipe or in any dessert you want to fill or decorate. Take the pastry cream out of the refrigerator and beat it lightly to give it a smoother and creamier texture, making sure to remove any lumps. You will see that it becomes perfectly homogeneous after this step. I'll show you 2 types of whipping cream, one of plant origin and the other of animal origin. In this recipe, I'll use 2 cups 500 milliliters of plant-based whipping cream, but you can choose the one you prefer or the brand you usually use. Pour the cream into a bowl and beat at medium-high speed until stiff peaks form. Incorporate the pastry cream into the whipped cream in several batches. Beat at medium-high speed after each addition until fully incorporated. Repeat this process with the rest of the pastry cream until you have a homogeneous, smooth, and voluminous mixture. The result will be a light, stable Diplomat cream, perfect for decorating or filling any dessert. Its texture is firm and manageable, ideal for a wide variety of uses in pastry making. The result will be a light, stable Diplomat cream, perfect for decorating or filling any dessert. Its texture is firm and manageable, ideal for a great variety of uses in pastry making. In my demonstrations I always use the big number 3 nozzle, the Wilton 1M nozzle and the big 1E nozzle so that you can appreciate how these tools enhance the final presentation of your decorations. This cream is delicious and versatile, ideal for filling layer cakes, tarts of several layers or to create individual desserts in glasses combining it with cookies and fresh fruit. The raspberry Diplomat cream is incredibly versatile in pastry making. You can use it as a filling for cakes and pastries, providing a fresh and fruity flavor that combines perfectly with vanilla, chocolate or almond cakes. It is also ideal for decorating with a pastry bag thanks to its firm and airy texture, perfect for cupcakes, tarts and individual desserts. It is excellent for assembling desserts in glasses, alternating layers of cream with cookies, cakes or fresh fruit. In addition, it works as a sophisticated filling for profiteroles, eclairs or millefeuilles and as a gourmet accompaniment for fresh fruit. You can also integrate it into mousses or semi-freddos, achieving more complex and visually attractive desserts. You can substitute the raspberries for other fruits such as strawberries, blueberries, mango, passion fruit or peaches, adapting the flavor according to your preferences. The procedure is the same. Prepare a puree with the chosen fruit and combine it with the whipped cream to personalize your Diplomat cream. Surprise everyone with this exquisite raspberry Diplomat cream and add a unique touch to all your creations. Conquer everyone with its irresistible flavor and unmatched texture. Caramel cream extra firm is an exquisite preparation, smooth on the palate, and extremely delicious. Its firm yet silky consistency makes it ideal to give a special and professional touch to a wide variety of desserts. Thanks to its versatility, it's perfect for decorating tartlets, covering multi-layered cakes, or serving as a filling in various sweet creations. Its unique texture allows it to maintain its shape, making it an excellent option for precise decorations and consistent fillings. In desserts served in cups, it combines wonderfully with layers of cookies, sponge cake, or caramelized fruits, creating irresistible contrasts of textures and flavors. Additionally, it stands out as a key ingredient in artisanal ice creams, adding creaminess and firmness that elevate any recipe. Its balance of sweetness, firmness, and smoothness makes it an essential staple for both homemade and professional pastry. I'd be thrilled if you'd let me know which country you're watching from while I begin preparing this marvelous recipe. I start by preparing and measuring the 3 ingredients that I will use in this stage. I use 500 milliliters, 2 cups, of whole milk, although it can be substituted with lactose-free, skimmed, coconut, or almond milk, depending on preferences. I weigh 55 g, 2 ounces, of cornstarch, which equals 2 heaping tablespoons. In a heavy-bottomed saucepan, I weigh 300 g, 10.5 ounces, of white sugar. Next, I mix the 55 g, 2 ounces, of cornstarch with a small amount of the 500 milliliters, 2 cups, of milk. I stir well until it is fully integrated and set this mixture aside for later use. I bring the saucepan to medium heat and begin to melt the sugar, stirring constantly to prevent it from burning. The sugar will gradually melt, taking on a characteristic golden color and forming caramel. Once melted, I lower the heat and add the milk little by little, stirring well to integrate both ingredients. I let it simmer over low or medium heat, allowing the caramel to dissolve completely and the mixture to become homogeneous. This step may take a few minutes, but it is key to achieving a perfect preparation. Once the mixture has boiled well and the caramel pieces have fully dissolved, I add the dissolved cornstarch with a bit of milk. I continue stirring until the mixture thickens well. I let it boil for a few more seconds and then turn off the heat. Carefully, I pour the hot caramel into a heat-resistant container. Next, I cover the surface of the mixture with plastic wrap in direct contact to prevent a crust from forming. I let it cool to room temperature. Once it has cooled enough, I store it in the fridge for at least 2 hours or overnight. Here, I want to show you 2 types of cream that you can use for this recipe, one of animal origin and the other of plant origin. Personally, I use Purato's ambient plant-based cream, 250 milliliters, 8.5 fluid ounces, but either option will work perfectly. To start, I whip the cream for about 2 minutes until it reaches a firm texture. Once the caramel cream has completely cooled, thanks to its thick texture, I whip it lightly to soften it and achieve a creamy consistency. This makes it easier to incorporate into the whipped cream. I integrate it in 2 batches, whipping at high speed until achieving a smooth and homogeneous mixture. Additionally, you can mix it with unsalted butter if you're looking for a different variation. Caramel cream is extremely versatile and delicious. Its creamy texture and balanced flavor make it an ideal option for filling chocolates, achieving a perfect consistency that adapts to this type of preparation. It is also excellent as a layer in desserts served in cups, where its smoothness wonderfully complements crushed cookies, sponge cake, or caramelized fruits. With chocolate, combine it with dark chocolate ganache to achieve incredible flavor contrasts. You can also use it as a filling in brownies or sandwich cookies. If you prefer a more liquid and less thick cream, you can reduce the amount of cornstarch used in the recipe. This will allow you to obtain a more fluid caramel, ideal for topping ice cream, pancakes, or even as a sauce to accompany other desserts. This cream is perfect for decorating tartlets, cupcakes, and multi-layered cakes, adding a refined and professional touch. Its versatility allows it to combine with nuts or spices, making it a surprising ingredient for any occasion. Another advantage is that it is economical and easy to prepare. You can store it without any problems for 7 days in the fridge, well covered, or even freeze it to use later without losing its texture or flavor. For decorations, I recommend using large tips like Wilton numbers 353, 1E, and 1M, which are ideal for achieving beautiful and professional finishes. Today I'm bringing you a delicious recipe using a fruit I hadn't yet used on my channel, peach, also known as durazno in many countries. It's an ideal fruit for preparing desserts, tarts, cakes, or little sweet bites that everyone loves. On this occasion, I used canned peaches, which I think is a fantastic option when you don't have fresh fruit at home. I'd love for you to tell me in the comments how you use it and what kind of desserts you like to add it to. And in the meantime, subscribe to the channel, and let's get started with the recipe. I'm going to use a can of 850 grams, 30 ounces, of peaches in syrup, which contains about 8 large halves. I transfer the drained peaches to a food processor and blend them until very smooth. If you prefer, you can also do it with an immersion blender. If you want a smoother texture, you can pass the puree through a fine sieve, but in this case I'm going to use it as is, without straining. Once blended, the puree goes into a medium saucepan. I add 4 egg yolks, which help give the cream body and creaminess. Then I add a 1/4 cup, 50 g, of sugar. This is optional, depending on how sweet your peaches are. I also add a heaping 1/4 cup of cornstarch, which is equivalent to 50 grams, 1.8 ounces, to thicken the mixture. I squeeze the juice of half a lemon, which is great for balancing the sweetness and bringing out the fruit flavor. And finally, I add 400 milliliters, 1 2/3 cups, of milk, which can be either cold or warm, as you prefer. I mix everything well with a whisk, making sure there are no lumps, and I bring the saucepan to the stove. We cook over medium heat, stirring constantly to prevent it from sticking or burning. When it starts to boil and you notice the mixture thickening, let it cook 1 more minute while stirring constantly. Once ready, I transfer the cream to a heat-safe bowl and cover it with plastic wrap in direct contact with the surface. I let it rest at room temperature for about 2 hours, and then I refrigerate it until the next day so it cools completely and sets. Once the cream is nice and cold and firm, it's time to whip the cream. I'm going to use 250 milliliters, 1 cup, of ambient, room temperature, whipping cream, Puratos brand. If you need more cream, simply use more whipped cream in proportion. I whip it for about 2 minutes, until it forms stiff peaks. Separately, I beat the peach cream a little, just briefly, to bring back the smoothness it lost while chilling. Look at this delicious, smooth, and shiny pastry cream. It's perfect for so many preparations. You can use it to fill eclairs, cake layers, or even turn it into a firmer, fluffier cream by mixing it with whipped cream, ideal for decorating cupcakes or filling cakes. To do this, I first add half of the pastry cream to the whipped cream, mix gently to fully incorporate, and then add the other half. I beat again until I get a firm, light, and airy texture, ready to use as a filling or decoration. The best thing about this cream is its versatility. You can use it to make ice cream, serve it in dessert cups with cookies, fresh fruit, pieces of sponge cake, or even with Oreo cookies. It pairs wonderfully with chocolate and with fruits like blackcurrants or red currants, which give it an amazing flavor. For example, you can fill a cake and use the leftovers to make 2 or 3 dessert cups as an extra treat. This time, I'm going to use it to decorate a small sheet cake, and with what's left over, I'll prepare some delicious ice cream with cookies and chunks of Kinder Bueno. They turn out spectacular. Here's the demonstration, as I always do in my tutorials. To decorate, I'm using 2 large piping tips, the 9 feet and the 353. I'm going to make several swirls and some decorative details so you can see the texture, firmness, and the beautiful color of this cream. You'll see how well it holds up and how beautiful it looks as decoration. I'd love for you to tell me in the comments how you've used it, if you liked the texture and flavor, and if it worked well for your desserts. I hope you give this recipe a try and enjoy it as much as I did making it. If you haven't already, I invite you to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the upcoming recipes I share with all my heart. In this tutorial, we're going to make a delicious, smooth and firm American buttercream using just 3 ingredients. Traditionally, this buttercream used twice as much sugar as butter, but over time, the recipe has been adapted to suit our tastes. The version I'm sharing with you today uses the same amount of powdered sugar as unsalted butter, and you'll see how rich, silky, firm and pleasant it feels on the palate. Simply perfect, and a guaranteed success wherever you use it. Let's start with the recipe. Add 500 grams of unsalted butter, 1.1 pounds, at room temperature and beat it for 3 minutes, until it becomes a little creamy. The temperature of the butter is very important. If you're in a warm climate, the butter should be cold. If you're in a cold climate, the butter should be soft, at room temperature. The butter's temperature should be the opposite of the room temperature. Now, add 500 grams, 1.1 pounds, of sifted powdered sugar and 80 milliliters, 1/3 cup, of milk. Add it gradually, in several batches. Each time you add powdered sugar, mix for a few seconds by hand first to prevent it from flying everywhere when you turn on the mixer, unless you want a sugar cloud like mine. Grinning face with smiling eyes. Beat for about 2 minutes each time you add powdered sugar and milk, using medium-high speed. The amount of powdered sugar may vary depending on the temperature. In winter, you can use the same amount of powdered sugar, but in summer, you might need to add a little more to get a firmer consistency. By the way, on my channel you'll find lots of different creams for filling and decorating your cakes, many made with egg yolks, like the famous French buttercream, or with chocolate, or Dulce de Leche. I also have a tutorial on Swiss meringue buttercream made with a handheld mixer, and another with Italian meringue, gravity-proof. It's the only buttercream that resists the heat and is one of the most used by pastry chefs during summer. So whether you're a beginner or not, you'll find all types of creams on my channel, clearly explained, with tips and tricks. In the description box, I'll leave the links to all of them so you can find them easily. This is the moment to add flavorings if you want. The basic version is vanilla flavored, but you can add any flavor you like. Still, I almost always add a little vanilla extract, even when the main flavor is orange, coffee or lemon. You can also add melted and cooled chocolate or cocoa powder at the end and mix until fully combined. Here's how you can color this buttercream. To tint it, choose gel or paste food coloring, they work much better than liquid ones. If you want to intensify the color, you'll need to add more coloring. Light colors like pastel green, blue, purple or pink are easy to achieve. But if you want deep black or red buttercream, it's a bit trickier. A great tip is to start with a chocolate buttercream base. This gives you a dark starting point and makes it easier to reach intense black or red tones without using too much coloring. This frosting is not only delicious but also visually stunning. Its perfect consistency allows precise applications on cakes and cupcakes, transforming them into elegant and tempting creations. Get ready to elevate your desserts to a higher level with Lotus and margarine frosting. Discover how a simple frosting can become the star of your culinary creations, captivating both your senses and your palate. Elevate your pastry creations to a whole new level with this irresistible margarine and Lotus cream. This delicious combination fuses the creaminess of margarine with the characteristic caramel and spice flavor of Lotus Biscoff cookies, creating a taste experience that will leave you speechless. Give your sweets a touch of magic with this margarine and Lotus Biscoff cream. Let's start by preparing the brown margarine. Cut 250 grams, 1 cup, of margarine into cubes and place them in a saucepan over medium heat. Cook the margarine, stirring regularly, until it starts to foam, turns golden brown, and emits an irresistible nutty aroma. This process usually takes a few minutes, so it's important to watch closely to avoid browning the margarine too quickly or burning it. This Lotus Biscoff margarine frosting is an absolute game changer for any dessert. The secret lies in browning the margarine first. As it browns, the margarine takes on a rich, golden color and develops a nutty, toasted aroma that completely transforms the flavor of the frosting. It adds a surprising depth and complexity that you wouldn't expect, making every bite more delicious. Then, immediately transfer the mixture to a heat-resistant container, making sure to scrape all those delicious brown bits from the bottom of the pan. Cool the margarine until it solidifies, then let it return to room temperature. It's crucial that the margarine is at room temperature before starting to prepare the frosting. Once the browned margarine is ready, beat it for a minute to cream it a bit. And add the Biscoff cream, about 2 heaping tablespoons. Combine the browned margarine with the Biscoff cream using either a stand mixer or a hand mixer. What's even better is how versatile this frosting is. You can easily customize it to fit your taste. You could add a splash of vanilla extract for a classic twist, a bit of almond extract for a nutty hint, or even a touch of coffee extract to give it a more intense, rich flavor. Beat until you obtain a smooth and uniform mixture. Plus, this recipe is perfect for those looking for a vegan option since both the margarine and Lotus Biscoff spread are plant-based. It's a fantastic dairy-free alternative that doesn't sacrifice any flavor or texture. Now add the powdered sugar, approximately 3 tablespoons, 45 grams / 0.4 ounces, and add 1 or 2 tablespoons of almond milk. If you prefer, you can adjust the amount of powdered sugar or substitute the milk with lemon juice. Start mixing with the mixer turned off to prevent the powdered sugar from spreading, then beat at medium speed until achieving a fluffy, very firm, and perfectly mixed consistency. Lotus Bakeries was founded in 1932 in the small town of Lembeek, Belgium, by the Boon brothers. From the beginning, the company focused on making speculoos, a traditional Belgian spiced cookie, which we now know as Biscoff. The name Biscoff is a blend of the words biscuit and coffee, reflecting the original purpose of these cookies as the perfect coffee companion. Although the cookies were popular in Belgium and the Netherlands, their international fame took off in the 1980s when they were served as a snack on flights of US airlines. Passengers fell in love with the unique flavor, helping to establish the brand worldwide. The recipe for Lotus Biscoff has remained unchanged since its creation. The secret blend of spices gives it a distinctive caramelized taste, setting it apart from other cookies. In Europe, Lotus Biscoff is a classic companion to coffee. In many cafes, the cookie is served on the side of a cup of espresso, making it a beloved part of the coffee drinking experience. In the 2000s, the introduction of Lotus Biscoff spread, a creamy version of the cookies, brought a new wave of popularity. This spread became a hit for its versatile use in desserts, baked goods, and as a simple spread on toast. Lotus Biscoff's journey from a small-town Belgian treat to a worldwide sensation is a testament to its unique flavor and versatility in both snacks and baking. Next, you can proceed to apply the frosting on a cake or cupcakes immediately. If you don't plan to use it right away, store this delicious Lotus Biscoff frosting in an airtight container. You can refrigerate it for up to 1 month or freeze it for up to 3 months. Before using it, let it reach room temperature. If you notice it has lost some smoothness, simply add a bit of almond milk and mix to restore its perfect consistency. This fabulous margarine cream recipe is perfect for decorating 12 cupcakes, for filling, or for frosting a 2-layer, 8-inch, 20 centimeters, round cake with enough frosting to cover not only the top but also the sides and the delicious center of the cake. Get ready to create true pastry masterpieces with this delicious margarine cream. And if you're into decorating, this frosting is ideal for drip cakes. Its firm yet smooth texture allows it to cover the edges of your cakes beautifully and evenly, giving your desserts that elegant and professional look. Whether you're using it on cupcakes, layer cakes, or as a filling, this frosting is guaranteed to impress. Prepare a Swiss meringue buttercream like a true expert. Learn the secrets to achieving a smooth and less sweet texture. Discover the versatility of this cream in baking and become a master in the kitchen. You won't have to worry anymore about creams that split or don't reach the desired consistency, as this tutorial will show you how to get a perfect cream every time. In this video, we will discover together the secret to an irresistible buttercream, the classic buttercream with a Swiss meringue base. This variant is known for its smooth and silky texture that melts in your mouth like a cloud. The best part is that it is not as greasy and sweet as traditional buttercream, making it perfect for those looking for a delicate flavor and lighter consistency. Expert bakers love this recipe because it is very versatile. You can customize it with different flavors and colors, making it the perfect choice for any occasion and creation. The formula to remember for this delicious buttercream is very simple. For every measure of egg whites, you need 2 measures of sugar and 3 measures of unsalted butter. It's very easy to adapt depending on the quantity you need. For the homemade raspberry jam, follow this simple recipe. Place 250 grams, 9 ounces, of frozen or fresh raspberries in a saucepan, add 2 tablespoons of sugar and 60 milliliters, a quarter cup, of water. Let the mixture boil over medium heat for about 15 minutes, stirring occasionally. Once the jam has thickened, remove the saucepan from the heat. If you prefer a smoother texture, pass the raspberry jam through a sieve to remove the seeds, just like I do. This step is optional since some people enjoy the texture with the seeds. Let the obtained jam cool while we continue with the Swiss meringue recipe. Here are the measurements in cups. Half a cup of egg whites, equivalent to 125 grams or about 3 egg whites. 1 cup of sugar, 250 grams. 1½ cups of unsalted butter, 375 grams. Additionally, to give it a special and delicious touch, we will incorporate 6 tablespoons of homemade raspberry jam. In a heat-resistant bowl, mix the egg whites and sugar and place it over a double boiler on the stove, where we already have a saucepan with boiling water. Mix constantly for about 3 minutes until reaching a temperature between 140 to 149 degrees Fahrenheit, 60 to 65 degrees Celsius. You should feel that when you touch it with your fingertips, the mixture is very, very hot, almost burning, and the sugar has completely dissolved. Remove from the double boiler and transfer the mixture to another heat-proof bowl. Using a handheld mixer, beat the egg whites on medium-high speed until they thicken and cool down. I will set a timer to help you know the time needed to beat this Swiss meringue with butter and raspberries. This meringue is very popular because the egg whites are pasteurized before whipping, so it can be safely consumed even while raw. After 4 minutes of beating, my Swiss meringue is ready at 93 degrees Fahrenheit 34 degrees Celsius, which is perfect for starting to add the butter gradually. The amount of unsalted butter I use is 375 grams, 1.5 cups, as I mentioned before. Add it in 2 batches and beat on high speed as you add the butter. The meringue will become liquid and will reach a point where you might think it has split. Don't stop. Keep beating and add all the butter. In just a few seconds, it will transform on its own and become completely smooth, firm, and ready to use. Swiss meringue is widely used in baking, as it is shiny and quite easy to prepare. It looks beautiful on tarts, cupcakes, and individual desserts. But I must tell you it is perfect for filling and covering cakes and is the best for decorating with piping tips for any type of decoration. Add a teaspoon of vanilla extract and beat until fully incorporated. You can prepare this cream a couple of days in advance. It can be stored in the refrigerator for up to a week. It can even be frozen. In total, it took a bit more than 7 minutes of beating for this amount. You can add gel or paste food coloring to this cream. You can also add fruit pastes, syrups, chocolate, Nutella, dulce de leche, cream cheese, mascarpone, and all kinds of flavorings or raspberry jam, just like I do. Add the homemade raspberry jam, and the amount is optional, as per your taste. I add about 6 tablespoons and continue beating until fully incorporated. If the cream looks split, don't panic. Any butter-based cream repairs itself if you beat it with a mixer on high speed, even for 10 to 15 minutes. Watch the cream as it turns creamy again. This cream is perfect for use in summer, as it holds up for several hours outside the fridge. However, it's important to protect it from direct sunlight on the cake. It's best to keep it in a cool place or in the shade during the party to ensure it stays in optimal condition and maintains its perfect texture and flavor. Did you know? Swiss meringue buttercream is believed to have originated in Switzerland during the 19th century. It was developed as a lighter alternative to traditional buttercreams, combining Swiss precision in technique with French culinary influences. While Swiss meringue buttercream is named after Switzerland, its roots can be traced to the broader European meringue tradition, which originated in the 17th century. Swiss bakers perfected the method of gently heating the egg whites and sugar, creating a stable, glossy meringue that serves as the foundation for this buttercream. Swiss meringue buttercream was popularized in the mid-20th century by French and Swiss pastry chefs who sought a smoother, more sophisticated alternative to the sugary American buttercream. It became a staple in European pâtisseries due to its delicate texture and refined taste. One of the reasons Swiss meringue buttercream is so smooth and silky is because the egg whites are gently heated with sugar to dissolve all the sugar granules. This heating process also pasteurizes the egg whites, making it safer to consume than raw meringues. Also, unlike the traditional American buttercream, Swiss meringue buttercream is much less sweet because it uses whipped egg whites instead of just powdered sugar. This gives it a lighter, smoother texture and a more refined taste. Swiss meringue buttercream is naturally whiter in color compared to other buttercreams. This is because the process of whipping egg whites creates a bright, glossy meringue base, making it an excellent choice for cakes that need a pure white finish without food coloring. I hope you enjoy this recipe as much as I do and that my explanation is helpful. Share this recipe with your friends and on your social media. I truly appreciate your support.
You really have to try this lime and lemon cream. It is the perfect choice to take your pastry creations to the next level. This delicious cream has been specially made with an extra firm consistency, making it ideal for filling, covering, and decorating cakes. With the bright touch of lime and the freshness of lemon, it adds a refreshing and exquisite flavor to your desserts. Because of its firmness, it works wonderfully for individual treats like little cakes or cupcakes, letting you create clean, precise, decorative details. The balance of limes and lemons makes it versatile enough for both traditional cakes and modern creations. With this extra firm cream, you'll surprise your guests with a fresh, vibrant flavor, while adding that elegant, professional finish to your pastries. So, let's make it together. First, cut 3 limes and 3 or 4 lemons, then squeeze out the juice. You'll need about 500 milliliters, which is 2 cups in total. If you prefer, you can skip the limes and use only lemons. It will still be delicious. Now, dissolve 60 grams of cornstarch, that's about half a cup, with a little lemon juice and mix it well. In a saucepan, crack in 4 medium whole eggs. Add half a cup of sugar, that's 100 grams, and give it a quick stir. You can always adjust the sugar. Use brown sugar or even a sweetener if you like. Next, pour in the cornstarch mixture and all of the lime and lemon juice. Stir everything together. Place the pan over the heat and, if you like, add a teaspoon of vanilla or lemon essence. Keep stirring while it boils for about 3 minutes or until the cream thickens nicely. Here, the cornstarch helps with thickening, while the eggs add creaminess and smooth texture. If you want, you can swap the cornstarch for 1 cup of all-purpose flour and even leave out the eggs. Once it's ready, transfer the cream to a heat-proof bowl, cover it with plastic wrap, and let it cool down completely. First at room temperature, then in the fridge. When it's cold and firm, beat it lightly in a separate bowl to bring back some creaminess. Now take 500 milliliters of very cold heavy cream, that's 2 cups, and beat it for about a minute until it forms soft peaks. Personally, I often use vegetable-based cream like Ambiente Puratos, but depending on your country, you may hear it called whipped cream, chantilly, or heavy cream. Once the cream is whipped and firm, slowly add the citrus cream while continuing to beat until you get a smooth, thick, and firm mixture. If you like, add a few drops of yellow coloring, then beat for another 1 or 2 minutes so everything is well combined. Your extra firm lime and lemon cream is now ready to use. Perfect for piping with star tips, large round tips, or any shape you like. You can prepare this cream a day ahead. It keeps well in the fridge for up to 6 days. It's perfect for filling sheet cakes, pastries, cupcakes, profiteroles, or layered desserts and cups. You can even use it for a quick and delicious ice cream with cookies. This cream isn't suitable for covering fondant cakes, but if instead of whipped cream you use unsalted butter, whipped until fluffy, it will work beautifully for fondant-covered cakes. This recipe makes enough to fill and cover a cake about 20 centimeters in diameter, that's 8 inches, and 10 centimeters high, about 4 inches. Or you could make a frozen cake 18 centimeters across, 7 inches, and 5 centimeters tall, which is 2 inches. I like to use piping tips such as Wilton 1M and large ones like No. 1E 336 and 353. As you'll see, the cream holds its shape really well in the piping bag. It's firm, it's stable, and absolutely perfect. I hope you try this recipe. It's tasty, budget-friendly, and very easy to make. And if you'd like, check out my other tutorials with fruit recipes, meringues, cake creams, and easy sponge cakes.
In this video, I will show you how to make a delicious extra firm kiwi cream in just 5 minutes without using eggs or butter. This cream has an extra firm texture, making it ideal for filling cakes and tarts, as well as decorating desserts with precision and elegance. Kiwi is a fruit rich in vitamin C, a powerful antioxidant that helps strengthen the immune system and protect the body against diseases. The cream is super easy to prepare, and you can have it ready in just a few minutes. Step 1. Peel and cut 4 kiwis into small pieces and set them aside for now. The amount of kiwi I use is 500 grams, 17.6 ounces. If you're feeling adventurous, you can try making this cream with other fruits like mango, passion fruit, or strawberries. The method is the same, and it opens up endless flavor possibilities. Prepare a saucepan or skillet and place it on the stove. Add the chopped kiwis and 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 25 g. Stir occasionally and let it boil for 2 minutes. Now add the juice of half a lemon, about 50 milliliters, 3.4 tablespoons, while it continues to boil over medium heat. Mash the kiwis this way until you get a liquid like kiwi puree. add a little milk. Mix a bit to integrate the milk and add 50 grams, 1.8 ounces, of cornstarch. If you want to substitute cornstarch with wheat flour, the amount would be 100 grams, 3.5 ounces, of flour. Mix again, then add the rest of the milk and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. The total amount of milk I use is 300 milliliters, 1¼ cups. This can be either hot or cold. Return the saucepan to the heat, and without stopping stirring, bring the cream to a boil until it thickens well. One interesting thing about kiwis is that they contain an enzyme called actinidin, which makes them excellent for tenderizing meats. While we're not using them for that here, it's a fun fact that highlights how versatile this fruit is in both savory and sweet recipes. This cream can also be a hit for kids' desserts. You can layer it with crushed biscuits or granola in small jars to make fun, individual-sized treats that are as delicious as they are colorful. Now transfer the kiwi cream to a container, preferably made of steel or glass. Cover the cream with plastic wrap and let it cool for at least 2 hours. First, let it come to room temperature, then store it in the refrigerator. Next step, add 250 milliliters, 1 cup, of very cold heavy cream or whipping cream, and beat for 3 minutes or until soft peaks form. The next step is to add the cooled and thickened kiwi cream. But first, whip it separately in a bowl to give it a bit of creaminess before adding it to the whipped cream. Add it gradually while whipping until you get a firm, fine, and thick cream. You can make this cream a day in advance. It keeps very well in the refrigerator for up to 5 days. This amount will be enough to fill a sponge cake or an 18 centimeters, 7-inch, diameter tart with 2 generous layers of filling. If you want to use this cream for decorating as well, I recommend making a double batch or adding an additional 250 milliliters, 1 cup, of heavy cream. And here's a little tip: if you make extra cream, you can freeze it in small portions. When you need it, just let it thaw in the fridge and whip it lightly before using. It'll be good as new. Oh, and this cream isn't just for cakes. It's great for filling eclairs, layering in parfaits, or even as a dip for fresh fruit. Imagine dipping strawberries or cookies into it. Delicious. What makes it so special is that it's a dessert that not only tastes great but also provides plenty of health benefits. It's a treat you can feel good about enjoying. Did you know that kiwi seeds are not just edible but also packed with nutrients? Those tiny black seeds in the cream add a subtle crunch and are full of omega-3 fatty acids, which are great for heart health. Plus, the natural acidity of kiwi not only enhances the flavor but also helps the cream stay fresh longer in the fridge, making it perfect for preparing in advance. As you can see, the cream holds its shape perfectly when piped. It's firm and flawless. I hope you make this cream. It's delicious, economical, and super easy to prepare. Did you know that kiwis have twice the vitamin C of an orange? They also help boost your defenses. Their high vitamin C, folic acid, and mineral content make this fruit a great ally for our immune system. These nutrients stimulate the production of antibodies that act as a barrier against viral diseases. This kiwi cream with brown sugar is a delicious and healthy alternative to conventional creams, as it contains no eggs or butter. I hope you enjoy this recipe and try it at home. Don't hesitate to leave me your comments and suggestions in the comment section of the video. Today we are going to make Italian butter meringue. It is one of the best buttercreams out there, and also the most used in the world of pastry all summer long. Because of the heat and humidity, especially if the cake or dessert will be exposed. The result is a delicate, delicious cream, without a hint of butter flavor, and with a very pleasant texture on the palate. Simply perfect and a guaranteed success wherever you use it. It's a super firm cream, which pipes beautifully with a piping bag. And as you can see, a gravity-defying butter cream. No matter how many times you spin the cake stand, the cream won't fall, it stays intact. It's perfect. Add 250 grams, about 1 cup plus 2 tablespoons, of butter at room temperature, softened, beat it for a few minutes, and set it aside to use later. Even though it's called Italian meringue buttercream, it has been embraced and perfected by pastry chefs all across Europe. The method is more advanced than other types of buttercream, which makes it a favorite in French and Swiss pastry schools. It's considered a more professional cream due to the precision and temperature control involved, but once you get the hang of it, it's actually very reliable and rewarding to make. Place a saucepan on the heat and add 1 glass full of sugar, which is 200 grams, about 1 cup. And a bit less than half a glass of water, which is 70 milliliters, about a quarter cup plus 1/2 tablespoon. Let it boil over medium-high heat for a few minutes or until it reaches a temperature of 118 degrees Celsius 244 degrees Fahrenheit. As you can see, I set the timer, and in this way I help you know the time and minutes needed for each phase to achieve this delicious Italian buttercream. Also keep in mind the quantity I use. In case you are going to make a double batch, the time will be a bit longer in each phase. Separately, in the mixer bowl place 100 grams of egg whites, about half a cup or the whites of 3 eggs, plus 1 packet of vanilla sugar, which is 8 grams, about 2 teaspoons. Start beating at high speed while the syrup is cooking. If you don't have a thermometer, to know when the syrup is approximately at 118 degrees Celsius 244 degrees Fahrenheit. Knowing the time, 5 minutes, is already a big help. And also, if you dip a spoon or fork into the syrup and lift it, it should form a fine thread. That means it's ready. When it's ready, turn off the heat and add half a teaspoon of lemon-flavored fruit salt to the syrup. If you don't have fruit salt, add half a teaspoon of lemon juice to the egg whites that are whipping. When the syrup reaches its point, it should still be transparent but bubbling slowly. If it goes beyond this point, it becomes caramel. Still hot and bubbling, pour the syrup into the egg whites slowly, without stopping the mixer. Continue whipping your meringue at high speed until you feel the bowl is warm. If it's not ready yet, the bowl will still be very hot and will burn your hand. This cream is an Italian meringue, to which we are going to add butter to transform it into an ideal cream for filling and covering fondant cakes, 3D cakes, and many kinds of desserts. It's also a perfect cream for piping decorations and decorating cupcakes. The name comes from the technique used to make the meringue base. Unlike the French method, which just whips raw egg whites with sugar, or the Swiss method, which heats the egg whites and sugar together over a bain-marie, the Italian method uses hot sugar syrup. Pouring this syrup into the egg whites while whipping cooks them instantly, making the meringue more stable and safe to eat, even without baking. That's why it's so popular in high-end cakes and desserts. Finally, add the previously softened butter. I'm showing you this way because by beating and emulsifying the butter before adding it to the Italian meringue, you won't have to beat for a long time, just a few minutes until it's fully combined. One of the best things about Italian meringue buttercream is how smooth and mild it tastes. Even though it contains a lot of butter, you don't really taste it. Instead, you get a silky, elegant cream that works beautifully with different flavorings. You can add espresso, caramel, vanilla bean, citrus zest, fruit purees, liqueurs, just about anything you can imagine. It's the perfect blank canvas for creativity. Did you know you can freeze Italian buttercream? It keeps perfectly in the freezer for up to a month. When you're ready to use it again, just let it thaw at room temperature, then whip it briefly to bring it back to life. It returns to its original silky texture with very little effort. This makes it super practical if you like to plan ahead or work in batches. This is how the cream should look: perfect, firm, shiny, and delicious. The total time was 13 minutes for this quantity. This cream holds at room temperature for 5 hours or more. In fact, it's the most used cream in warm climates. All summer long. It's very resistant to sun and humidity. In the fridge, it keeps for 3 days. You can even freeze it and it will last for 1 month without problems. You can also add flavorings: dulce de leche, caramel, coffee, extracts, or melted and cooled chocolate. This buttercream is the go-to choice for wedding cakes and other elegant designs. It's incredibly stable, so it holds its shape for hours, even in warm or humid environments. That's why professional cake decorators love it. It pipes beautifully, resists melting, and creates a flawless finish under fondant or on its own. You may not always realize it, but many of the most beautiful cakes you see at weddings or events are made with this exact cream. Does your extra firm Swiss meringue look ruined after mixing it with other ingredients? Don't worry. Everything has a solution. Even if it looks lumpy or seems lost, don't throw it away. With a simple and quick trick, you can fix it in just a few minutes and restore its smooth, firm, and glossy texture. Let me show you how to do it. I start by preparing the jams, making 3 different flavors completely homemade. First, I use frozen red currants, a delicious homegrown harvest. For this recipe, I add 2 cups of red currants, 1 cup of sugar, and half a cup of water. The second flavor is black currants, also from my own harvest. Lastly, I prepare jam with frozen strawberries. I use 1 300g bag of strawberries, about 10.5 ounces, 1 cup of sugar, and half a cup of water. I place the 3 saucepans with the mixtures on the stove and bring them to a boil over medium-high heat for 10 minutes. With these simple ingredients and such an easy process, you'll get jams with a truly authentic and natural flavor. They are the perfect complement to give a unique touch to your desserts. Sugar is totally optional. You can omit it or adjust to your taste if you prefer a less sweet result. Once the jams have boiled for 10 minutes, turn off the heat, blend each one, and strain them through a fine sieve. This last step is also optional and will depend on how you plan to use them. In my case, I always strain them to achieve a very fine texture and get an extra firm cream, ideal for decorating and filling desserts with flawless finishes. Once the jams are ready, I transfer them into 3 separate bowls and let them cool completely. This step is essential to ensure they are at the ideal temperature before mixing them with the meringue and avoid affecting its texture. The next step is to prepare the 3 main ingredients to make the Swiss butter meringue. I use measuring cups to ensure precision in quantities. The recipe follows this ratio: 1 part egg whites, 2 parts sugar, 3 parts unsalted butter at room temperature, softened. For this preparation, I measure the ingredients as follows: 3 cups of unsalted butter, 750 g or about 26.5 ounces. 2 cups of white sugar, about 400 g or 14 ounces. 1 cup of egg whites, about 8 medium egg whites, depending on the size. If you want to make a smaller amount of meringue, you can use half-cup measures. For example, use half a cup of egg whites, 1 cup of sugar, and 1½ cups of unsalted butter, softened. This ratio allows you to scale the recipe without losing the quality and texture of the meringue. In a large heat-resistant bowl, place the 2 cups of white sugar and 1 cup of egg whites. Gently mix with a hand whisk to combine both ingredients. On the other hand, prepare a saucepan that fits the bowl and add some water inside. Bring the saucepan to the heat and warm it until the water starts to simmer. This will be our double boiler to dissolve the sugar into the egg whites without cooking them directly. At the same time, start the timer and place a thermometer to monitor the temperature. This way, I'll guide you step by step to help you pasteurize the egg whites correctly. It must reach an exact temperature of 65 degrees Celsius 149 degrees Fahrenheit, ensuring the whites are safe to use while the sugar completely dissolves. This process usually takes about 3 to 4 minutes, depending on the amount and the heat of the double boiler. Once the whites have reached 65 degrees Celsius 149 degrees Fahrenheit, I turn off the heat and carefully remove the bowl from the double boiler. It's important to stir constantly with a hand whisk to prevent the egg whites from cooking at the edges and ensure a homogeneous mixture. It's important to work quickly so as not to lose the residual heat. Now I restart the timer to control the whipping time. With a hand electric mixer, I start beating the pasteurized whites at high speed. This step is crucial to incorporate air and transform the mixture into a firm and glossy meringue. I continue beating until the bowl is cool to the touch and the meringue forms stable, defined peaks, which usually takes about 6 to 7 minutes. This meringue will be the perfect base to combine with butter and our delicious jams and chocolates. Let's move on to the next step. Perfect! Now that the meringue is at 32 degrees Celsius, about 90 degrees Fahrenheit, it's the ideal time to start adding the unsalted butter, which should be softened so it mixes easily. The butter is usually added gradually, in small cubes, but in this case I'll add 1 cup at a time. After each addition, I beat long enough to fully integrate the butter before adding the next cup. This step is important because it allows you to see how the cream evolves. At first, it may look like it's curdling or losing firmness, but don't worry, that's normal. I keep beating until the mixture transforms into an extra firm, silky, and smooth cream. This process ensures the perfect texture to decorate and fill your favorite desserts. When you add the second cup of butter, take the opportunity to include a teaspoon of vanilla extract, or your preferred flavoring. This will give the cream an extra touch and boost its flavor. After beating in the second cup of butter, you may notice that the cream's texture looks a bit lumpy. If you like, you can replace the next cup of butter with a cup of margarine. This is totally valid and allows for a cream just as firm and delicious. Later I'll show you how the texture looks when using margarine so you can see it's also a great option. Let's keep transforming this mixture into something spectacular and add the third and final cup of butter to follow the recipe exactly. Add and beat for 5 more minutes, or until we see that extra firm, shiny, smooth texture of the Swiss buttercream. Look at the amazing result. In less than 15 minutes we achieved this incredible cream. An extra firm, glossy, silky texture that's not only delicious but also versatile and perfect for decorating and filling your favorite desserts. Here we're going to prepare 2 types of chocolate, Milka chocolate and a delicious salted caramel chocolate by Tony's. I break about half a bar of each into small pieces to make melting easier and melt them in a double boiler. If you prefer, you can also melt them in the microwave, heating in 30-second intervals and stirring between each one to avoid burning. Both options are quick and easy. Once the chocolates are completely melted, I let them cool to room temperature. This is the last step before we can create my 5 delicious cream flavors. Now comes the most exciting part, mixing a portion of my Swiss meringue with just the right amount of each flavor, whether chocolate or jam. That's how we turn the base recipe into unique creams with a personal touch. The result will be spectacular. Here I want to show you how extra firm Swiss meringue can look ruined after mixing it with strawberry jam. Even if it seems lost, with a very simple trick you can fix it in just minutes. As you can see, mixing only with a spatula or a manual whisk isn't enough to integrate the cream's fat with the jam's liquid. Look, I'll put it in a piping bag so you can see the difference. It has a lumpy appearance, as if it were curdled. But don't worry, there's a solution. You need to use at least a handheld electric mixer to achieve perfect integration and restore that smooth, glossy, extra firm texture we're looking for. It's easier than it seems. I set the bowl aside for now and continue mixing the Swiss meringue with the black currant and red currant jams. Notice the vibrant, natural colors we can achieve, all without needing artificial coloring. These intense shades are not only beautiful, but also highlight the authentic fruit flavor in every bite. Once the small portions of Swiss meringue are mixed with each flavor, I set aside the 5 bowls and reserve the delicious results. With the remaining amount of Swiss meringue, about 300 g, 10.5 ounces, of frosting, I transfer it to a narrower, taller container. To this base, I'll add about the same amount of vegetable margarine. It's important to mention that it's always best to use high-quality butter for optimal results. But I understand that everyone's circumstances can vary. That's why I want to show you that if you need or prefer to mix half butter and half margarine, it's completely possible. In fact, as I've done here, you can add margarine at the end of the recipe to increase the amount of cream and get a firmer texture, ideal for working in very hot climates. That way, you'll have a versatile and practical option for your needs. I'm going to choose 6 piping tips to demonstrate this cream's firmness. As usual in my tutorials, I'll use 5 identical tips, the classic Wilton 1M, perfect for swirls and flowers, and the Wilton 12A round tip for borders and simpler details. This way you can see how this cream adapts perfectly to different designs and decorating styles. For the chocolate cream, I'll use a different tip since it contains small pieces. If I used a star tip, the decoration might go wrong by getting clogged with the pieces. I'll opt for a round tip that allows a smooth, trouble-free decoration, achieving a perfect finish even with this special texture. Look at the perfect texture this cream has. I love it. It's ideal for any season and for any kind of decoration. Its versatility and firmness make it the perfect cream to work with any type of piping tip, adapting to all your pastry needs. Storage. To store this cream, keep it in an airtight container in the fridge, where it can stay in perfect condition for up to 7 days. If you prefer to freeze it, that's also possible. Place it in a freezer-safe bag and it will be ready to use for up to 3 months. Before reusing, simply let it come to room temperature and re-whip it to restore its extra firm and smooth texture. I hope this tutorial was helpful and that you feel inspired to try this wonderful cream. If you liked it, don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss more recipes and tips. Leave me a comment telling me where in the world you're watching from. I'd love to read it. Thank you so much for joining me, and see you soon.